All right, all right. What's up, everybody? Got a great guest for you today. The one and only, the amazing, the incredible Alison Steinberg. You may know her, Alison in the Know. Those who knew her for a long time might know her as Alice in Wonderland. Back in the good old days, she used to live out here in Huntington Beach during the COVID era and made herself quite a name after her coffee rant went viral at Starbucks. And the rest was history. She was on InfoWars. So I'm wearing my InfoWars shirt today in memory of that, seeing as they're shutting it down. Finally, is this the real? Are they actually going to shut it down? Today we'll be talking about the fact that she was actually there at the correspondence dinner in Washington, D.C., in the room when all this happened. So, there's been a lot of talk, and as usual, conspiracy theorists do what conspiracy theorists do, or skeptics, if you will. At this point, I'm just skeptical of everything the government says all the time. I mean, is there a chance that sometimes they might tell the truth? Yeah, maybe. But mostly, I feel like they have an agenda, and it's just a lot of weirdness, as Kennesones would say. It's weird. It's kind of weird. I think one of the weirdest things is this mentalist Oz, like Wizard of Oz, an Israeli mind reader magician. And it's really creepy to me because why of all the people hosting a show, like no one's, I mean, okay, this guy's somewhat popular, but I mean, I'd never heard of him before. I guess he's been on Joe Rogan and some other things. And apparently he creeps people out, and people have thought that like he was actually secretly there to threaten people by knowing things about them, as a good old Israeli spy would do. And anyway, there's a video I'll show. I thought I was going to have a little while longer with Allison, but apparently she has, she's kind of a big deal. She's moving and shaking out there, working for Mike Lindell and Mike Lindell TV, and she's been going viral left and right. She's really crushing it lately, getting in the faces of all these different leftists. Classic. Ilhan Omar was a really good one, and the look on Ilhan Omar's face as she was calling her out for her questionable finances. Like, I forget what it was. Maybe she can tell you. It's like she had like 6 million supposedly that she reported, and people are like, how did she get 6 million? She's like, oh, did I say 6 million? I meant like 100,000. It's like she didn't even say 600,000. Like, oopsie, I added a zero. It was just, and then she had a winery that supposedly didn't make wine, and then now she doesn't own the winery. And when Allison went up and asked her about it, she's just like, I don't give a fuck about you, bitch. And you just look like the pictures they show you of Ilhan. She looks kind of cute. They have her in these little pictures, but when you see her like up close and when she's like being herself and her little demonic self, she's gross, really disgusting looking human. I'm going to play a little video or two of Allison's. Let's actually start with the video of her at the event that night, the fateful day. Luckily, not very fateful. I feel comfortable talking about this and some possible anomalies with it, especially seeing as no one died. Like if Allison had known, or Allison, God forbid, had gotten hit or something, I probably would have just kept my mouth shut. But I just find this mentalist, it's very strange that he happens to be running the event. It's very strange that Trump is like struggling to get his ballroom going on, and all of a sudden, all of the people in the media who are against it get invited to this basically, trauma bonding event. And it's strange to me that you have, this Oz guy. I'll play you the clip later, probably after Allison leaves us. Says, he never seen so many people with guns before. It's like, it's funny. They have like trillions of people, like full on SWAT gear. Like they're ready to invade freaking Iran, like full on gear, like masses of these people swarming around, but yet the checkpoint's wide open. Now let's talk to Allison on the phone. Prior to this, she had actually said that she was surprised at how lax the security was. And then they give us another one of these amazing security camera footages. It's like, where do these cameras come from? No one in the world has cameras that are as shitty as the cameras that we get. Whenever there's an event that pops off, we get literally the worst cameras on planet Earth. For some reason, we always get that. And then there's been weird anomalies, whether there's a sign that he guy's holding or not. And then there's a weird one where like the guy posts the video years ago and it's the Pepe frog. That's pushing it for me, although it is pretty fucking weird with this time machine thing. I'm not willing to go into the time travel thing. But I will say magicians are famous for misdirection. And he's literally misdirecting the very people at the beginning. And it's very interesting because when you see the video online, you see the girls shocked. They're like, "Oh my God." And you think it's because they're hearing the gunfire or this or that, but you'll see this Oz guy. He's like, "I didn't even hear any gunfire. I didn't know what was going on. Like I had no clue what was happening." And but you hear this shock and you see this shock and this viral image of the girls shocked. Oh, when in reality, the girls were actually shocked at him reading their mind while he's sitting there in the middle of a supposed public event. I don't know why you're having this little aside with the president. Like, isn't he got things to do? Like, why? I just don't understand why they're having it. Wasn't like a public performance. He wasn't on stage reading and performing for everyone. He's just doing like this little weird close-up magic thing with Trump's inner circle. It's a little weird. And then right off the bat, everyone comes out. They're like, we need to have the ballroom, which is as we know, is basically a giant underground bunker, nuclear proof. So may the president need that? Maybe it's a good thing to add on to things. The White House is pretty iconic. I mean, do you add something to the side of the Mona Lisa? I don't know. But I will say when I went to the Lincoln Memorial, these because they used to have steps and now it's not ADA compliant, they have the most ridiculous fiasco of ramps to get you up there so they can't be like anti discrimination against people who are disabled, which my wife's disabled, so I get it. But I mean, I feel like, can you guys make it look like somewhat attractive? It looks like horrific. You see this beautiful architecture, and then there's just this shantied plywood ramp that's just all bolted together, completely destroying the aesthetic. So it looks like the ballroom might be good looking, and maybe they do need a better space under there. And I don't know, I could go either way. It's just funny that right when he's having this problem, and now everyone that I talk to is like, yeah, he needs it. He needs this ballroom now. But Alison was there, and for what she saw, and also these clips that she's going to probably address us. We only have a half an hour. So I told her I'm starting a wee bit early because I thought she had maybe an hour to give us. But like I said, it's just kind of a big deal. And so it's going to be a half hour for us today of the beautiful, lovely Alison, who's starting to look like Jessica Rabbit now. She was kind of going for the more like Woman in Red from The Matrix before, or like a Marilyn Monroe type. But now the red hair is kicking in, and she's definitely going with the Jessica Rabbit effect. And looking lovely doing it, I might say. But enough about Alison and how beautiful she is. Let's talk about something else here. We'll see. This is her at the actual event. So there she is. And she
Steinberg here live at the White House. Hi everyone, Alison Steinberg here live at the White House Correspondents Association dinner, and there was just an active shooter. We don't know if anyone was injured at this time, but they do have him in custody. They don't know if there is another threat currently underway, so everyone is sort of just standing by, waiting to be instructed. But all high-level cabinet officials and members of Congress have been escorted out. We saw many of them leave in this door right behind me, and at this point in time, people are just wondering what is going on, and that's all we know for now. So stay tuned, and please pray for us all here. Very scary stuff. I don't know how anyone can get past security, but obviously they did, so here we are. Hi everyone, Alison Steinberg here live at the White House Correspondents Association dinner, and there was just an active shooter.
Just play that one more time for people just coming in. As you can see, Alison, our guest, was there.
They don't know if there is another threat currently underway, so everyone is sort of just standing by, waiting to be instructed. But all high-level cabinet officials and members of Congress have been escorted out. We saw many of them leave in this door right behind me. And at this point in time, people are just wondering what is going on. And that's all we know for now. So stay tuned and please pray for us all here. Very scary stuff. I don't know how anyone can get past security, but obviously they did. So here we are.
Yeah, so that's basically what happened there. And so at this point, you know, like everyone else, she is confused about what's going on. And this is the episode. We got the proof right here of what happened.
Shall I post it as soon as
we got this footage, which is just compelling here. And there it is. A lot of people are pointing out that, I mean, these guys aren't even looking at, they're not even looking at the area. Like all these guys with the guns, it wouldn't have hurt to have a couple of them standing around to maybe put the fear of God into would-be attackers. Like if there was 10 guys with machine guns here, I don't think this guy would have attempted this run, but maybe he would. I doubt it. Let's see the footage again. Woo! Caught slipping. And then apparently none of these guys, they drew their weapons. This guy's shooting a rifle, apparently. He's got multiple guns. And none of these cops managed to clip him because apparently he didn't get shot. So, I mean, are they just letting a guy run shooting a weapon and just say, hey, stop, man. Hey, guys, why don't you guys, hey, slow down, bro. So I don't know. Somehow they managed to apprehend him while he was, I guess, willing to die. He let his friends know that he's probably not going to make it or probably is going to end up, you know, in the hospital or something. And yeah, so somehow or another, he got through. He put his gun together supposedly over here, so there was no pre-check-in. There's just this lollygagging, dawdling group of people who everybody praised for their incredible work. It's like, how about you watch the entrance? Is that too much to ask? Could you watch the entrance? You know, could we have the guns? Could we have one or two military guys? They had 5,000 of them in there. It's kind of like the border, you know, it's like you let 1 billion people in across the border, you invite them in. And then when they get here, you know, you send out the SWAT team to get rid of them. It's like, block them before they come in. Of course, that isn't Trump's fault. He did, to his credit, shut down the border. There's no doubt about that because I live by the border and it's, it was an absolute shit show before Trump came in. And the border is, I'm going to have to go down there and do a new, and keep an eye on it and see how it's going along because it has been really, really quiet and so quiet that I've just kind of forgotten about it. But me and Luke should probably go down there and get some new footage and just clarify that it is still a ghost town down there, which is amazing because no more border wall has been, extended or anything or built. It's really just all to do with the policy and with all that USAID money and all of the money going to the NGOs that were funding it. And apparently Trump leaning on them, the boats and the trains have just dried up somehow. Very strange, isn't it? So let's watch that footage again for what we can gather from it. I mean, I think the footage of any event was better than this. I don't think there's ever been worse footage than this. This is probably the worst footage ever of all time. But that's what they put out. There's no point in actually downloading the video or getting a close up or having it, you know, like zoom in or anything like that. I mean, if I take a picture off my TV, it's pretty clear, but not this guy. This guy, not so much. So anyway, we got that. But let's get back to Alison, the guest who does awesome work out there. Big fan of hers. I've been on her show several times. Here's our mentalist buddy, Oz Perlman, the Israeli mentalist, magician. Look at this. This is unrelated. I'll get into that later. Vance is pretty pumped. Oh, look, there's Owen. Let's see. There's got to be. Here we go. This is great. Let me see the Ilhan Omar
talking about how Trump's economy has failed the American people, but I think the American people really want to know how you went from a negative 65,000 before coming into Congress to over $30 million in just 7 years.
My disclosure is public now.
Yeah, it is. And so a lot of people now are looking into that and finding S. Crew Winery, a winery that doesn't actually seem to exist. Is that a real winery, or?
Do you all actually look at and read things, or do you just ask silly questions?
Well, it's listed in the financial disclosure. So can you explain it? Because we have a lot of questions about it and things just aren't adding up. There's no real phone number. There's no real location.
Why did you want to buy some wine?
Probably not from you, to be honest. Basically stated that the American people should be afraid of the white man. They should be fearful of the white man.
I never said that.
Yeah, you're on video saying it.
Our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
No, I did not.
Yes, you.
Again, this is like what I said. You need to prepare yourself, because you can't continue embarrassing yourself like this.
So I'm just a liar.
What I was quoting was an actual study done by the FBI.
Okay, thank you.
Just prepare next time.
All right, thank you, Congresswoman. Congresswoman Omar, the last time I spoke to you, you said that I was stupid for asking you about your financial disclosure, but there's some discrepancies on there. Would you like to explain them? How did you make such a big mistake on this?
Absolutely, you're stupid for asking me anything.
I am?
Yes.
Well, what about the American people who are wondering how you made such a big
I have
mistake?
explained to the American people.
What's the explanation?
I have given them the explanation.
Do you want to tell our viewers? Because
I don't want to tell you jack shit.
Oh,
how about that?
okay.
Okay. Have a good day.
Look at that psycho. What a psycho. What a face. Jeez. Oh my goodness. It looks like we have Allison in the green room right now. You want to give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come in, Allison?
Hi, Congresswoman Omar. You were
That's
just
a
talking
thumbs up.
about how
Let's get
Trump's
her in, because we only have so much time with the incredible and amazing. There she is.
Hi,
Thanks,
good to
Allison.
see
Thanks.
you.
You too. Thanks for coming on. I know you're such a big deal and all now. You don't have time for us little guys anymore out here.
Hardly, not even. I'm just running around trying to keep up with all these insane members of Congress so I can interrogate them about their corruption. So that's it.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. This Ilhan Omar. How do you pronounce it? Is it Ilhan? Ilhan? Do you know?
I say Ilhan Omar to try to sound as white as humanly possible.
Oh, nice. I love it. She does a pretty good job, like on her pictures where she kind of looks cute, but when you see her little face there when she's like going off, she's like, yeah, I don't care. She looks like very demonic. You bring the demonic out in these women. I really see it all the time. Whenever they get in your presence, the demons are struggling.
Yeah, I definitely feel a very like dark presence around a lot of them. It's really interesting. You can feel like it truly is a spiritual battle, and that is very abundantly clear in Congress. Like when the Nancy Pelosi thing went off, I like actually hesitated. I was like, I don't even know if I can go up to her because I'm legitimately scared right now. I feel a very evil presence. Ilhan Omar, I mean, we kind of have like this rapport now where I see her, she knows what I'm going to do. So I just don't hold back. But I mean, some of these people are just nuts, truly. They are just the worst of the worst, if I'm putting it nicely.
Yeah, you and Hakeem get along pretty good too, don't you?
We have a little thing too. I mean, he always knows what's coming from me. It's weird because he like calls on me all the time. I'm like, I'm surprised you want to take my questions, but I think the Democrats think they're owning me when they, get into it. But then, I post my clips, and I think most people would agree it's the other way around. So I don't know.
Well,
I guess it's mutually beneficial.
It always seems like you always bait them so perfectly with some little thing that they're like, I never said that. That's not what. And it's like, you just go boom, and just like one after another, you just like knock them down. I got the clip.
Yeah. Well, now
cool.
I want to start coming prepared with the clip, because in that example you just played where I said, I confronted Ilhan Omar about her saying that white men are evil, she denied it. If I'd had it ready to go right there, I could have shoved it in her face. But like, sometimes you just never know. These people will come out of nowhere. They'll just like be walking down a hallway, and next thing you know, you're walking right next to them. So it's very hard. I get a lot of criticism in the comments, like, you should have done this, you should have done that. And I'm like, yeah, I wish that I could have too. But you have like a split second to even prepare what you're going to say. So immediately I'm racking my brain for like, oh my gosh, what is she talking about today? Like, what's the latest on her? So it's a lot to keep up with. And I'm really trying to do the best I can.
I thought you did great, because I've been there, and I'm pretty good at speaking on my feet. But when you're in that moment and you just don't know what they're going to say back, it's like it's a whole different story than if you have like a planned speech or something like that.
Yeah.
The fact that you kept on her and then you just nailed her with that, and you're like, I've got that clip. I'm gonna play it. You could tell. So that was great. I loved it.
Yes. Well, thank you very much.
You survived the what is this? The 28th assassination attempt on Donald Trump.
They're really racking up, aren't they? I mean, it was just surreal to have been there and, witnessed the insane events of that night. Obviously, there's like a lot of questions circulating about how it all even happened. I will say from my firsthand experience, security was very lax. That was something I kind of took note of upon entry to the whole thing, because I was actually trying to meet up with my colleague, Cara Castronova, who had my ticket with her. And I was a little worried because I wasn't able to get a hold of her. And I'm like, surely I'm not going to be able to get into this event unless I have my ticket present. But I just tried it because I wasn't able to get contact with her. I showed a screenshot on my phone, and the person at the front just looked at it for like a split second. They're like, oh, yeah, you're good. So like anyone could have had.
Recognize you. It wasn't because they recognized you.
No,
that was literally how lax the security.
That's how lax it was. There was no name check. There was no barcode on the ticket. The ticket was just a little flimsy piece of paper that anyone could have recreated. I mean, I could have had a screenshot from someone else. So, I mean, there was literally no verification whatsoever to even get into the initial event. That was like the first.
I could have got in.
You could have. Everyone should have come.
Dang, I could have got my mind read. Did you hear about this mentalist guy? It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't actually have time to look into that much, but I was wondering because he had just been announced right before everything happened, and I'm like, who is this? What's going on? Well, I mean, why was he there? I don't even understand.
Might have
very peculiar.
Israel, you never know. He's an Israeli magician. Okay, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, as Candace would say. It's strange that he's literally sleight of hand. He's magicians are famous for misdirection, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and not only that, he supposedly can read micro expressions and he claims he can tell words that you're thinking based on like your facial expressions is what he claims. Some people say he's using other techniques. I don't know, but why you would even have a mind reader at an event like that, it seems ridiculous because only the people whose mind are getting read are really going to enjoy it. And at the time, he's not even addressing the crowd. Like it's just this little him and his buddy over there talking to, who was he talking to? Was he the lady he was talking to that he was reading the mind of?
Was it the Asian or the blonde?
The blonde.
Okay, that would be Jackie Heinrich of Fox. She's like the co-chair of the board of the White House Correspondents Association. So I'm thinking, I don't think that was a decision of anyone in the administration to have that person there. The way this whole thing is organized is by the White House Correspondents Association, and that Ouija was the Asian girl who is a little weird
magician talking about his Ouija.
Very.
And I was talking with Ouija. I was like, are you?
Well, I'm like, how do we know Ouija isn't a Chinese spy? But that's a whole nother conversation. I mean, this woman is like in charge of every decision that was made. At least that's my understanding. She kind of like, had quite a say in how everything, was organized that night. So
she kind of has a board that she works with.
Yeah. And so the White House
board.
Yeah, perhaps you could say that. And so, it's ultimately the White House Correspondents Association board members who determine, who's even going to be allowed in, how many seats they're going to get, where everyone's going to sit. So that is my understanding of it. I didn't really know a lot about this going into all of it, but it's been a very interesting, obviously, experience being there and seeing it. I wish it would have gone on longer, so I could have experienced more of it. But
Yeah, and so again, I just find I'm sorry to just question everything now. It's like it's hard to believe anything now. It's unfortunate that our government lies to us so much
yeah,
that we've gotten to a situation where 90% of this stuff could be totally real.
Mhm.
And we're like, or I am traumatized to the point where I'm just like, I don't believe it. I don't believe anything, and then weirdness happens. Like, you just happen to have this weird magician guy in there. And it's kind of strange because the image that went viral is, I believe, Ouija and this other blonde lady. And they go like the original image was them going. And if you actually look at it, they're actually shocked that he read their mind. They're not actually shocked at the sound. So that was interesting that they telegraphed this shock to everybody right at that moment. When, if I was watching, I'll play it later. Yeah, I don't think you have time for it, but I'll send you the interview with this guy Oz. It's very strange. It's a weird video that he talks about. He's never being a performer in a event such as that. Like when he was talking about how it all went down, and I just was never a performer in an event such as this, as a traumatic event performer. Just weird words. And then he's also saying stuff like, and someone says, "Oh, can you read my mind?" I was like, "Well, I'll give it a shot." And these are all just whatever. But I just find it funny that he's like literally distracting Trump and shocks the women at the very split second that this thing supposedly pops off. Which, did you hear gunshots?
I heard something. I wasn't sure in the moment what it was because they were very muffled, because remember, the gunshots took place the level above where the ballroom dinner was taking place. So, initially I heard a noise, but I just thought it was maybe, champagne bottle popping off, or maybe a tray fell or something. And then like a couple seconds later, I see everyone sort of panicking and ducking under tables. And I'm like, oh, that was a gunshot. Okay. So it was just like kind of a weird delayed reaction, and kind of a lot of people in the room were very confused by it as well, because people were just coming up to me like, what's happening? What was that? What's going on here? And like, as if I have all the answers. I'm like, I don't know.
Of course you do. They don't call you Allison in the know for nothing. I mean, come on.
I had no idea. It was actually really weird because when the gunshots went off, I was actually just about to, Mike Johnson was there. And I was about to go up and talk to him to like say, hey, maybe can you call on me at the next press conference? I don't know. He never calls on me. So I was about to go talk to Mike Johnson. And then right as I'm going up to him, he just bolts off right after that noise happened. And so I'm just like, what? Okay. I guess those were gunshots.
And at that point, that was before. So I saw from the video, it was, he's doing the trick. He reveals the shock. The girls are shocked at that moment. The Secret Service or the masked gunmen basically storm into the scene. So your interaction with Mike Johnson was prior or post that event?
I guess it was during it. I don't know, because mind you, I'm far away from the stage, so I don't really know what's going on there. In fact, I need to go back and watch everything that took place on the stage, because what you're telling me about this Oz guy, it's weird. Maybe we're in like two separate echo chambers, because I haven't seen anything on my feed about him. Really, I've seen a bunch of other stuff, obviously related to that night, but not much about that. So I need to go back and dig into that deeper. But I guess my, approach to Mike Johnson was happening simultaneously at the same time what you're describing was happening. I just wouldn't know, because I wasn't over there. I wasn't looking at it. I was in the complete opposite end of the room during that moment.
So the first moment in your conscious mind that you realized something bad was happening was like, actually not like, this is weird, this is strange, like, oh shit, something's going down. When was that moment?
Well, I figured when Mike Johnson ran out, I was like, okay, obviously something serious is going on here. And then that's when I saw people sort of like looking around and then getting under the table. And then I was like, I guess this is a serious threat, so I'm going to get under the table too. And then right as I had like crouched down to get under the table, I saw multiple other members of Congress running out. I saw Kash Patel run out. I saw multiple cabinet members run out right in front of me. So I'm like, okay, obviously this is a serious threat. And we didn't know anything for a long time. There was this very weird, prolonged period of time where we saw all of these people running out of the door right next to me. And then we weren't getting any word from anyone as to what was actually happening. We were being told there's still an active threat. Like, be careful.
Was this over the PA, or was there
no,
ever
just
a time
from
that they
Secret Service
addressed-
agents that were around that I was trying to talk to and get any information from, but they wouldn't reveal anything. They're like,
And they
"There's
just left everybody in the dark like that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. It was like, we had no idea what was going on. And then I'm like hearing reports simultaneously that they're going to continue on, that everything's going to proceed forward. But I'm also hearing on the ground from the Secret Service agents that there is still an active threat. And so it was just very confusing, very chaotic. No one really knew what was going on for a long time. And then after, I would say, maybe 10, 15 minutes of just guessing, then a large portion of the room was escorted out of the room. Secret Service said that we had to vacate the premise. But then once we got up to the lobby area where the shooting virtually took place, then I'm still hearing reports that the show's going to continue on. And like half the people were still in the room waiting for that to happen. So it was very bizarre.
I forget now. Did it actually continue, or was it over?
No, it was over after that. They called the whole thing off.
It's funny because Trump didn't want to have one of those conferences anyway. He didn't want to get roasted, so he's like, "Can we have a magician?" And he's like, "Actually, let's just call the whole thing off. Can we build a ballroom now?"
Well, he was actually trying, if reports are accurate, he allegedly was trying to get the show to go on because he wanted to do his speech. He wanted to continue on with the night. He didn't want to let this person, dictate the outcome of the evening. But then for safety reasons, it was said that they had to call the whole thing off. And then he made an announcement that in 30 minutes, there was going to be a White House press briefing where he addressed the nation related to all of this. So we actually literally ran as fast as we could out of the hotel, tried to get an Uber in a sea of all these insane, deranged protesters who were like so mean and like getting in our face, so aggressive. And we had to then book it to the White House to get there in the 30-minute window that he gave us to attend the press briefing. So it was very...
You made it there.
I did make it. I shockingly made it. We were literally running in heels and freezing cold, rain. My hair was a disaster. And I was just like, okay, I don't even have my White House press pass on me. So hopefully I can get in, given all the security.
You might have to make an AI movie of you handling this entire situation.
It was insane. It was just an all around crazy
running
night.
In the rain with the heels.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was wild. Yeah.
Well, in my mind, I'm just like, this is the perfect event to basically trauma-based mind control people into like accepting that everyone's like jumping off the Trump train. And I noticed a definite uptick in pro-Trump and pro, like stick with the plan. Like we need this. And then people now all of a sudden talking about cracking down on free speech. And even Harrison Smith's like, we've got to do something. And it's like, of course, it's going to get turned around on us. You think they're not going to turn around and say, we're saying things that are inciting violence? It's like, they always use these events, whether they're real or not. I think it's just weird that like he's so concerned about the security that he's willing to build a nuclear bunker for $500 billion or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But then when they have the actual event, like if you watch the video, there's like the security guards aren't even like looking at the door. They're like, they're not even looking at their phones. Like if they were like watching the event on their phones, it would kind of like make more sense. Like, okay, they're like vicariously living through the event on their phone, but they're just kind of like not doing anything. And then the guy runs past and right away they're out with the guns. This guy supposedly shooting a gun, a rifle. And you've got these trained security or Secret Service that can't shoot this guy, and he didn't get shot.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Apprehend this guy. I posted this, and nobody liked this one. I got so much hate for this, but what's the name of the guy that was shot in the ICE protest? The doctor or whatever his name.
Alex Preddy.
Yeah, Preddy. And I know he's a piece of shit, whatever. But I mean, they shot him 10 times. Like, did he? The guy, they took his gun off, accidentally fired it, and then he shot him 10 times. And he didn't even pull a gun. Meanwhile, this guy's like trying to assassinate the president with a rifle, with like armed gunmen, guns drawn.
Yeah.
They take him out. Nothing, no problem.
They couldn't get him. They couldn't get him. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was not a threat though. Because normally that's always the answer is like, I feared for my safety. So I had to shoot him 10 times in the face.
Yeah.
You know, as a trained officer of the law, you know, and then, but no, this guy, he's totally fine. It
is awfully peculiar, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, you're going to have this awesome ballroom soon. It's going to be nice.
Well, it sounds
like it's your ballroom now. It's like, wait, this is our ballroom.
Well, it is our ballroom
underground
because
look.
our tax dollars are going to pay for it. So yes, it is our ballroom.
I don't think I'm going to make it to the ballroom. I think you'll probably be there, though. You can give us an update on how.
I don't know. The ballroom.
The president to know. Allison totally believes this story. She's pulling for it. She wants the ballroom going.
No, the ballroom isn't even going to be done anytime soon. So Trump probably won't even be able to benefit off of the ballroom. Whoever is selected next will reap the benefits of that. But yes, you better believe you and I will be paying for it because initially, you know, he came out saying it was going to be privately funded, that donors were contributing to it. But now there's a bill that was just introduced in the Senate, spearheaded by Lindsey Graham, to use 400 million or billion, is it? I don't remember. Million, 400 million.
Half a billion or half a, yeah, it's probably.
Yeah, 400 million. It's 400 million. And that would fund the ballroom. And then all those private donations would then go to things like furnishing and China and not China the country, but, you know, things you eat with.
Wedgwood.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, whether or not that's going to pass, I don't think it's going to, but there is a substantial effort now, given the events of Saturday and the need for this ballroom to really get the ball rolling, since it is held up in the courts currently.
Get the ball rolling. Some people are calling it the Baal room. Have you heard that one? That it's
I haven't.
Like praise ball. Have you seen it also going around? People are talking about it's questionable, but I've seen people saying it's like the exact dimensions of King Solomon's temple. You know, he's supposed to be building the third temple.
Oh, interesting. I had not
thought it was
heard
in
that.
Israel, but it's actually here in America. You didn't know.
Wow.
I don't necessarily buy into that, but he is on the coin in Israel as the Cyrus to build the third temple. So, you know,
that's something
I thought for sure it would be built on the Temple Mount, you know, but maybe the Mormons figured out that the Temple Mount was actually in DC. That's the whole time. John Smith found a new tablet, and that's the way it is. So, are you still feeling safe? Are you feeling safe?
I don't know. There's a lot of deranged, crazy people out there. You know, all of these liberals, every time I get one of these videos with an encounter with a member of Congress, I have death threats and all kinds of hate messages. So I don't know. I mean, like, I would think at a major event like that, I would feel safe, but that's actually, I guess, the closest I've come to a gunshot in real life. But you know, the day-to-day here in DC is a little bit intimidating, a little bit scary. You never know who's going to be on the streets running after you. You never know, you know, what kind of deranged Democrat member of Congress is going to try to get you the boot here. So yeah, I don't know. It's a wild journey being here, and
you don't shy away from a little danger, do you, Allison?
No, I like it.
It keeps it interesting, right?
It keeps it interesting, and we should be able to have.
Or are you on your computer right now?
What's that?
Are you on your phone or your computer, the camera?
I am in my top secret studio location.
I was just wondering if you could share the live stream. That'd be cool. While we still have you for a few more minutes.
Oh, I can do that. I don't know how to do that. How do I do that? I can do it on my phone.
Just go to my page and then just see the live stream and just retweet it.
Okay.
That's all you got to do there.
All right. Let me do that right
high
now.
Tech.
I know. I'm such a
earlier, but
I am very technologically challenged, so sorry. Forgive me.
At least you're lyrically adept, I would say. Here's the amazing footage. You got this footage here. This is pretty incredible stuff. I mean, it's shocking, really. When you look at it, it just puts the fear of God right in you. This is. I mean, This is like, it seems like each time there's a new level of how low grade footage they're going to give us, right?
I know. Why is that such trash? What is up with that?
Any worse. It can't be any worse. There's just like, if it was any less, it would just be like I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing here. It's almost like that video where did you see how they have the one where it's like the guy's got the image and they're claiming this psychedelic background is time traveling. A
Oh,
picture
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
Trump it's like it's on that level. If it was a little worse, you'd be like, I kind of see it. I think I'm seeing something. I was trying to find other images to put on there. Oh, here's our little buddy Oz.
Oh, there he
Roman.
is.
Yeah. And this one, I
Who's
wanted
that?
to, I can't. Oh, she's some freak show, like selling like monkey dismemberment porn. It's
What?
ICE put it out. Yeah, but look, the thing is, look how she looks just like Hillary Clinton.
I was gonna say, is that Hillary Clinton?
I don't know. Look,
That's
freaky.
so creepy.
And then Vance with the lollipop. I don't know if you saw. Have you seen Owen's new look?
I don't
Owen's
know.
got a new look.
He has longer hair.
This is his new look. Some girl was like raw honey milk or something. Honey, raw milk. Oh, here she is. Raw milk honey. It might sound like I'm being ironic, but I'm serious. I don't care how much I like a man. If he eats candy in front of me, I'm going to genuinely be turned off. And so Owen found it necessary to find a giant lollipop.
Wow, that is very. I thought it was like drawn on. It actually looks fake from this view.
It does, but it does kind of look like it is. And I actually ran it through Grok. Grok claims it's real, which is wrong like 90% of the time. Yeah, I was just like, it's an interesting look. I don't know. And then there's Ilhan Omar again.
There she is.
There's a Hakeem. Let's hear the Hakeem one. We can give us a
let's watch that.
Financial disclosure. Does all of this scrutiny? Hi, Leader Jeffrey. It's good to see you. Just curious to get your thoughts on Ilhan Omar's financial disclosure. Does all of this scrutiny around that concern you at all, and does that warrant an official House ethics investigation?
That issue has not been brought to my attention, but we do know that Ilhan Omar, who works hard on behalf of the people that she represents in Minnesota, is constantly under attack by right-wing conspiracy theorists.
Well, what about her net worth going from 30 million to now under 100,000? Do you believe that's truly an accounting error, as she alluded to?
It's not an issue that I'm familiar with.
What about her winery that she is now dissolving from her financial disclosure?
We're working to stop this reckless war of choice in the Middle East, get the economy back on track, win this gerrymandering war that Donald Trump started that we're going to finish. It's not an issue that I've been locked in on today.
Hi, Leader Jeffrey.
There you go.
Wow.
So with when it gets to Ilhan, she how much was it that she said she was worth, and then it went down? How much was the
30 million? She was worth $30 million, and then it went down to under 100,000, like roughly 95K.
It wasn't like, oh, I meant 30 or 300. It's like she couldn't just knock off a zero.
Right.
I meant 300,000 is what I
exactly.
meant.
And normally if you're going to lie, you lie like the other way around. You don't say you're worth more and then say, oh, oopsie, it's actually millions less. It's like, oh, I'm actually worth less so that you don't have to pay so many taxes. So it is very, very peculiar. And when I called her out on it that last time when I was wearing that red dress in the other video you played, she didn't have anything to say about it. Like I asked her specifically about the $30 million net worth, the fact that she's a member of Congress making $174,000 a year. And how does someone who makes that much amass a net worth of over 30 million? And she called me stupid for asking these questions. So it's really interesting how that,
well, she was
rhetoric
probably
is
trying to
suddenly
get
changed.
some kind of loan for something. That's another, one reason why you would inflate your worth is probably maybe she was going in to try and get a loan, or like, oh, I'll run this. I mean, I'm worth 30 million. I mean, we're going to take care of this. It's like, actually, I'm broke. It's like the winery it doesn't exist. And it's funny how she wants to. We should invent, seeing as she's closed up her winery, we should create a new wine in that name and have like mystery wine or something like that, so we can actually capitalize on her marketing here.
Oh, yeah.
And a very flattering picture of Ilhan on the cover. I'm thinking,
Yikes.
yeah, we
I don't
could
know.
find a really beautiful picture of her that we could put right on that bottle, like "Where's Ilhan" or something like that at the winery. If anyone owns a winery and wants to get this rolling, we can have Alison push that out there. And like, actually,
Yeah.
I found your wine, Ilhan. It exists.
Yes.
But it's funny. She goes right to wanting to make money. See, her in her head, she's like, wait, you want to buy something? Like instantly she shifts to Stonewall. Well, I mean, am I going to make a profit? And then she actually shifts gear into that real quick. It's kind of funny.
That is funny. I didn't think of it that way, but that is funny. When she asked me, I literally like, I had something else I wanted to say, but I'm trying to be respectful. So I thought even my response was pushing it a little bit there. You know, like I said, we're under constant attack at Congress, but I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to get in trouble for saying I don't want to buy her wine? I don't know. It's like so touchy there. Any little thing can set him off. So,
oh my God, does she want some cheese with it or what? Cry me a freaking river, Ilhan.
Well, the funny thing is that Muslims don't even drink wine. That's against their religion, isn't it? So isn't it peculiar she would own a winery of all things?
It is. What is the story with that? Do you think she did own a winery and she's covering it up? Or do you think she was just using that to money launder? Like,
I think money launder. Because it wasn't even a real business. You can't even call the number. The website's like barely working. There's not even a real location. Like, I think it's a front.
Her actual tax returns and where she claimed that it made money? Or is that something we have access to?
Well, it took off because Benny Johnson did that whole expose on the winery. He details everything very clearly related to the winery. So go check that one out if you haven't seen it. But interesting that she's now dissolving it, right? After all that. Very convenient timing.
I mean, claiming to make money from a fake winery and then claims she's not making money and then gets rid of it. I mean, that's case closed. Tax fraud, evasion, whatever you want to call it. I mean, come on. My guys, can we put someone in jail, please? Somebody put someone in jail.
It's so exhausting. And then every time I ask anyone on the Republican side about accountability for her, they're like, yeah, she's under investigation where the oversight committee is investigating. Oh, she's going to be referred to ethics. Like, okay, well, is the ethics committee ethical? Like, how can we trust any of these people? I don't trust them. Nothing ever gets done. I mean, it is amazing that in the last couple of weeks we did have some pretty substantial resignations from the likes of Eric Swalwell and Tony Gonzalez, and Corey Mills is under fire now, and things are coming out about Nancy Mace. So, you know, at this point, it is just so far.
That Swallowswell thing. I mean, like, okay, he was in a room with a chick. I mean, was it blackmail that they're like, we have the rest of the video? Or because I mean, it almost seems like whatever. I mean, aren't all these politicians banging a stripper on the side? I mean, it's like, do you really need to step down because of that? I don't know. In this day and age.
Well,
like, hey, bang the stripper. Big deal. What do you want from me? You'd be like, you want a Republican in? That's all he should have said. You know, I'm just like, what do you want? You want a Republican running in California? I don't think so. So it's either stripper or a Republican or Donald Trump. You get to pick.
Yeah, quite the selection. I don't know. There's just so much dirt on all of these people. The Swalwell story goes quite deep, and it's really questionable that, you know, all of these, you know, facts were known, all of these, you know, abusive and violent relationships with various women were known, and the Democrats chose to cover it up, and they only care when it, you know, behooves them, like just in time for this California governor's race. So the timing is certainly interesting. I think that's all been pretty well documented for quite some time. And then the others too that are complicit.
About all what they say is that they theoretically they all have the dirt. It's just whether they deal the dirt card or not. It's like you got to play ball or it's coming out. That's why they let these people, in theory, get in positions of power. But you got to leave us in 2 minutes.
I do.
Right? Oh
yes,
God.
I do.
All right. So one last question.
Okay.
How long was it before the gunned men came in and started yanking people out of the room before you felt something was off?
Wait, say that again. How long was it before?
There was armed men, like with like looking like they were about to ready to invade Iran, like full on military garb. You know,
yes.
You know, like how long was it before those people entered the room?
I don't know. I never actually saw those people because they must have come in after I had gotten out. So
Oh. So like I thought they were pulling RFK off the stage.
yeah,
and
I
they were
didn't see
pulling-
that. I did not see that because I was under the table and I was also walking outside during that time. Not outside, but outside the ballroom. Like I had gone outside the doors to see where other people were going. So I wasn't actually seeing anything that was happening further up in the room. But
JD Vance, apparently they took him out before they took Trump out.
yeah, that is really
So what's up with
strange,
that?
isn't it? That's very weird. It's
It's
very strange.
yeah.
And then also the question too of like, well, why are they all allowed in the room at the same time, right? Because if they're following the line of secession, then it puts all of them at risk, right?
And you see JD Vance, he's actually picking up on the Owens thing.
Oh, look at them. They're twinning.
He's like super pumped. He's like, I got out. The Secret Service loves me more. And that girl can suck it.
Oh my God.
I just have to have a little fun. I mean, he put it out there, not me. I don't think I would play that kind of joke. Maybe he's very secure in his masculinity, apparently, as we can all tell. I just don't think I would be putting that out. You know, the internet's forever, guys. The internet's forever. They're gonna put in there. Owen. Okay. I guess it
I like your thinking.
It's AI now. You can just say, "Look."
That's
AI.
true. Yeah.
I don't know why Swallowswell doesn't just say that. Like, it's AI. Just come out and say it's AI.
That's a good point.
You know
That's
what?
a good point.
You know what? A lot of the people do. What you do is you make an AI version of that video where the chick's doing something a little bit more, but not a lot more, but just enough to keep the story going. And then you fact check it and prove it's AI. And then the story is always tagged with there's a fake video going around. It's not real. Hello.
Maybe you need to be an advisor to Swallowswell.
You can get me in there. I can work on it. I'll make their fake AI videos, you know.
There you go. Okay, maybe I have a job for you. I'm sure there's many you have many customers here in the swamp.
Okay, I'm sure. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm so happy you're alive. And I don't mind them building new stuff. It is kind of creepy that, you know, they want to build this like super impenetrable bunker for the future president dictator. I mean, imagine if we're in COVID and someone else was pointing out like they could just shut down your car now because they can turn off everyone's car with this new thing. It's like, you can't go anywhere. Here's your car. People lose their minds. And it's like, I'm in a nuclear bunker. So deal with it.
Yeah, that is concerning when you put it that way. I guess it'll be a fun road ahead. We'll see.
All right. Thanks for
thank
giving
you,
us
Matt.
your time. I'm loving the new look, the Jessica Rabbit we're going with now. I love the red hair. It's fantastic. You're getting awfully white over there on the East Coast.
I know the red hair really brings out my pale white skin. So I'm just embracing
it's beautiful.
It.
Yeah, I love it. And I'm just out here tanning, getting sun rays in California.
Oh, I miss it so much. I'm so jealous.
All right. Well, I'll let you go.
All right. Take care, Matt.
Okay. Bye. Thanks. All right. So I now that we've had that, I just want to play this video of it's going to take me a second to switch over to this other screen I have here. Share screen. I'm going to get quicker at doing this here so I don't have to make a big ordeal out of it every time I do it. And okay, here we go. So let's watch this video of our mentalist friend here. It's just weird, man. It's weird, as Candace Owens has been saying. Weird. It's very weird. Let's hear what he's got to say here. Yeah, it's just I wonder why I'm so tiny in this image. This one, maybe. There you go. I'm a little bit bigger. Okay, let's watch it. I'm going to pause it because talking over these videos doesn't really work. For some reason, StreamYard can't run two freaking audio channels at the same time. It allows you to think you can, but you really can't. So we'll watch it. It goes with the introduction. Then he says something strange. One of those words that you want to slow down when they repeat it. Here he goes. Our Israeli magician.
White House Correspondents' Dinner, Oz Perlman, also known as For more on this, I want to bring in the man who was hosting the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Oz Perlman, also known as Oz the Mentalist. Oz, we thank you so much for coming on again to Top Story. You are a friend to the show. I want to ask you first, how are you doing? Because I know you had to sort of witness this and live through it, but personally, how are you doing?
Honestly, I'm feeling like a bit tumultuous. It was a crazy night of ups and downs.
Keep in mind, even looking at this guy is a trip, because this guy, there's videos of him where he's like reading people's mind, Joe Rogan's mind, and all these people. And some people actually think he's sent out to threaten people, that he knows things about them because he's an Israeli agent. His father was actually I think a captain in the Israeli Navy. So we can look that up. It's captain or it's something. I think it was at least captain, or wasn't general. I think it's captain of the Navy in Israel. And now this guy's running around. He's just come out of nowhere. I mean, I don't know why, especially with all the Israel this, Israel that, Israel the other. They've got this guy, and he's like up in everyone's face at the thing. It's like, it's not very entertaining for the crowd when you're just doing this little magic show. You'll see. But anyway, just keep in mind, this guy is basically a mind control expert, because he tricks people into telegraphing or tricks or reads people's mind. So as he's like, oh, as he's telling you his little story, keep in mind, he's a mind control expert.
And an adrenaline dump of when you're in that type of situation, you don't really know how you'll feel until you're in it, because you don't expect to. It tends to happen in movies and what I feel like is on TV. I've just never been a character in that type of high profile incident that was so scary. So today I'm kind of getting back to normal, unwinding.
He's never been a character in an incident. That's just weird. See, I was going to make a video. I've never been a character. I've never been a character.
Getting back to normal, unwinding a bit. Came home yesterday and hugged my kids. You don't expect to. It tends to happen in movies and what I feel like is on TV. I've just never been a character in that type of high profile incident that was so scary. So today I'm kind of getting back to normal, unwinding a bit. Came home yesterday and hugged my kids, kissed them. I'm on the road quite frequently, so I see them and it's exciting, but this kind of hit different because of the feeling of, wow, what if it would have been a different situation that night? What if I didn't come home to them? And so it just felt different in a way it never has before. Feeling very grateful, very blessed, really, really thankful for the Secret Service and the Washington, D.C. police. I've heard a lot of things about what happened with security that day, but at the end of the day, that was a huge win. This could have been a massive tragedy. No one was killed. It was, I want to thank them.
I mean, they flailed so hard. It was the biggest flail of all time. I mean, why do we got to thank people who suck? Just shut up.
Tremendously, not just for me, but what they did for everyone. There were thousands of people in that room.
Yeah, including myself. Oz, we're going to roll.
I mean, they came in with all their guns and they made a big scene after, like, there was no problem. Nothing at all was happening. And they're all running around, like, after the fact, like, we're all tough. I'm a tough guy. And it's like, they didn't, meanwhile, you basically let the guy run right past you. You weren't paying attention. Nobody could even shoot him. They're pulling their weapons, but they're like, hey, man, stop firing the gun. Like, they weren't able to clip him, hit him in the leg, maybe. I don't know. They did such a great job. If it wasn't for the fact that it was on a different level.
For more on this, I want to bring in the man.
A bit. Came home yesterday and hugged my kids, kissed them. I'm on the road quite frequently, so I see them and it's exciting, but this kind of hit different because of the feeling of, wow, what if it would have been a different situation that night? What if I didn't come home to them? And so it just felt different in a way it never has before. Feeling very grateful, very blessed, really, really thankful for the Secret Service and the Washington, D.C. police. I've heard a lot of things about what happened with security that day, but at the end of the day, that was a huge win. This could have been a massive tragedy. No one was killed. It was, I want to thank them tremendously, not just for me, but what they did for everyone. There were thousands of people in that room.
Yeah, including myself. Oz, we're going to roll the video of just before this whole thing went down inside the ballroom. You were performing a trick. I think it was for Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary. Walk our viewers through, because we're going to roll the video as you sort of talk through it. You're showing her a trick. What's the trick about, and what's going on on the dais?
So we were in a line behind when POTUS showed up, when the president showed up, we were all in a line before we get brought out and introduced. And I had met the press secretary and we were just chatting, and we're both parents, and she's expecting her second child. And she said to me in a funny way, like, can you guess the name? And I go, I don't know if you know this, Caroline, I specialize in guessing the names of people. And if this is a challenge I'll take on. And the president walked in and everybody's at attention. I had a chance to meet him, say a very quick hello to the first lady who I'd never met before. And I said, let's put a pin in it. I'm going to come back to this, Caroline. And so it was just a very funny thing where later on the dais, I walked over and I said to her, I said, Caroline, I'd love to give this a shot. And that's when I was standing right next to Ouija, who was hosting the
I'd like to give it a shot with Ouija.
First Lady and President Trump. And I started kind of the same thing I did with you on the show once, is I started watching her expression, guessing how many letters were in it. And if you watch me speaking, I guess a letter and you see kind of a reaction from the First Lady. And then I write down a name and I show it to the First Lady, to Ouija, and the president turns his head at this moment. And right then is when I say to her, what are you naming your daughter? And I rip it off. And at that peak moment, the timing is just so insane. I show it to her. You see reactions from all three of the women. You see President Trump starting to turn our way. And right then in the room is when we notice the main.
See, look, there's a shake. There's the women. And for some reason, they're shocked, but they're not shocked about what's happening. That was shown on TV like they were shocked by the gunshot that he says he never heard. Allison said she never heard. What we did see was a ghost running past some people that drew their guns that didn't kill anybody. That we saw.
Motion. I didn't notice all the people starting to duck underneath tables at that point, but I saw it afterwards when I watched the video. But that's when I saw all of the Secret Service, the SWAT team running in and going full force at a specific spot in the room is what I saw.
Just so happens right when he reveals the trick and causes the shock, which he knows all women are going to go when you shock them, to telegraph to the crowd the shock.
Because we're in an elevated position. I'm trying to assess what is this,
that nobody even knew what was going on. Like they didn't get on the mic like, there's been an active shooter, guys. They leave everybody in this weird, like trauma-based mind control operation for God knows how long.
It doesn't seem like a medical emergency. And I'm kind of starting to hear right at that moment next to me, I believe it was Courtney from Bloomberg. I saw her out of the corner of my eye going down first, if memory serves me right. And then they don't say down, but I go, oh my God, it looks like they're going at one table. And I just think in my head, I just remember vividly, oh my God, is there a bomb in here? That's the first thing I thought. I didn't really think shooter because I hadn't heard any noises. Other people said different things.
So this is after the fact. Nobody heard a noise. Nobody shocked. Nobody heard anything. There was a noise. It could have been a champagne cork. I guarantee you there were champagne corks going off or trays dropping, as Allison said.
Thought there's about to be an explosion. I get down. I just, muscle memory, I got to get down right now. I'm on all fours and I kind of face to the left. I just went down this way and I'm looking up out of the corner of my eye and seeing the president getting up. Two men behind him. He's starting to go down. He's going down kind of slowly. So I just vividly remember them going on top of him. What I would have described as pretty forcefully. It was not like a subtle, like, let's go down slowly, Mr. President. It was them protecting him. And I think that's when the fear really hit me because I just said this wasn't a dress rehearsal.
And so at this point, they've already apprehended the guy. Okay. So you don't just walk up and tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, dude, leave. Or go ahead and get under the table. They just, they come in and they create this theater of excitement when there's really nothing going on. Nobody got shot, apparently. Supposedly a Secret Service person got shot, but maybe they got shot by their own people, they're saying. The guy didn't get shot, but he supposedly was shooting his gun, just shooting his gun randomly before he even gets into the event.
Or they would not be putting the president of the United States down this forcefully on the ground. And I think that's when the adrenaline really hit of, oh my God. And when he went down, this is by pure chance. I turn, we're next to each other and our faces are the opposite direction, but we look right at each other. And I think that's the only moment where the full fear of this hit me of, oh no, like, are we gonna die? Like I've seen this on TV. He's been shot. There's been assassination attempts, and it's just hitting me that, is this happening right now here? How can this be? And then within about 2 seconds, it felt much longer in the moment. He gets up. He's kind of getting up, but not fully, and they take him out.
Like, where are all these guys when the security is needed? When Alison walks in without even scanning a pass?
And so I don't know what to do because no one is taking me out. So I'm just kind of like waiting, and we turn and we face, because there's 3 of us who all see each other.
They've got their flak jackets, the night vision goggles. This is all like, to me, it just looks like a giant theater operation to put the fear of God into the press corps, to make them feel like they're a part of this endangered group that needs to enact these new things, including a ballroom and new laws, speech laws.
On all fours. And I go, is there shooting? Because I'm thinking, like, am I hearing shooting? Like, there's so much noise and commotion in the room. I thought I had heard shooting at this point, or at least 2 or 3 loud noises. I don't know if they are shooting
at this point. So how long did it take before the guy's running by, before he gets apprehended? I mean, this cannot be going on. And keep in mind, they managed to understand. So they're not like, hey, let's take out the guy. Let's go run in and grab President Trump before they get the guy. Like, the guy's already been gotten. Okay. Of course. So he's already on the ground. Then they run in to make sure there's no other problems. Could be a group of assassins, right? And now he thinks he's heard gunshots. Before, when the guy came in or ran, nobody heard anything. When the woman is shocked that they put all over the news, there was no gunshot. Nobody was shocked. The only shocking thing is that these cops are running around the place with freaking guns, looking like they're going to freaking invade Iran.
I've read reports, so I can't tell for sure. And I go, is there someone still shooting? And they go, I don't know. That's what Courtney said to me. And I go, what do we do? And so we start army crawling out behind the curtain. There's like a gold curtain, and we keep going. I would say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 seconds before, and then I get up and I run. I just run low until we're in what I would describe as safety, because at that point, there's no vantage point from the stage. We are backstage, and there are people with guns everywhere, like more than I've ever seen in one room. Going, coming, handguns, Secret Service people. Some are in tuxedos where it looks like they were.
Where were all these guys at the checkpoint? Like, it's like when you have a border, like I was saying earlier, you have the border wide open, and then you turn the place into a police state to get rid of the people, or you stop them at the border, which I say again, Trump is actually stopping people at the border. I do appreciate that. But why wouldn't you just have a solid border on your event and maybe checking passes? Just a thought. We're so worried about security. I mean, wouldn't you be worried? Like, Trump's basically assassinated 40 leaders of Muslim countries, and these guys are supposedly jihadis, and nobody even gets checked, and you're not even worried. Like, you're not thinking, hey, this is a big event. There's a lot of people. I should have high security here. They did such a great job. They're always doing such a great job. They sucked. This was fucking horrible.
Probably somebody who was part of, the party, as well as full tactical SWAT gear.
And then everyone's being grabbed
at that moment,
and all the
fear for
theater.
my own personal safety kind of
There's no one in the room.
I felt
There's nothing anywhere. There's no shooters
getting back here. But at that point, all of us were figuring out what's going on. Was the president shot? I did not know when he went down what his situation was. We looked into each other's eyes. There was no communication. There was just full, shock from my part. I haven't spoken.
This guy reads people's minds, like, for a living, but he can't tell if Trump's been shot while he's looking directly into his eyes. Okay.
To him to know if he was in shock, but I was very fearful. So I looked at him, and
he can read your mind and tell you what your passcode is to your bank account, but he can't tell if you've been shot when he's staring right at you. Okay.
we didn't know if he'd been shot, if the first lady had been shot. There was very, very scant information
No, nobody had
for
been shot.
about 5 minutes before we were told POTUS is safe, First Lady is safe. We thought a shooter had been killed. So I don't know if you heard the same reports, but we were told somebody was killed, that there was shooting, and that they were searching for another shooter in the building potentially, but they didn't know if there was any active threats. And we are not allowed to go anywhere, no bathroom, nothing. And I was just trying to find out if my wife was safe as well.
Yeah, Oz, you know, you were on stage, and I don't know if this thought crossed your mind, but I know when I was sitting there, we had, you know, Secretary of State Marco Rubio and also the Secretary of Energy, Secretary Wright, that was sitting at our table. And now that you say this, it did look like the Secret Service was headed towards one table. I do remember that. I remember
Yes.
thinking, you know, we have secretaries at our table. They're probably going to come over here to either protect them or get them to safety. Did it cross your mind, if there's somebody in here with a gun or with a bomb, they're coming after President Trump, and I'm right next to President Trump?
Oh, 100%. So again, my thought was never, because of, again, the security at these types of events, somebody getting outside in is near impossible, was my thinking. But having someone in the room that somehow snuck something in, that was my fear. That's much more of a great fear in my mind in this type of event, that somebody's already in the room. And that's why everyone was coming in the room so fast. Again, my thought was truly not of a shooter. And I don't know why this is. I thought the room was about to explode. That's what, like, the adrenaline in my body was, I was bracing because I thought there was about to be an explosion in the room. I was also thinking in my mind that my wife's table was very far away from where I saw everyone going. So it was like both thoughts. Again, this is racing. I don't know how you were, but you don't really know how to prepare for a situation like this, because I typically thought this would never happen to me. Again, I know it's silly, but when it's happening, it's very sudden and it's very quick, and you don't know what you'll do in that moment.
Yeah. And Oz, I would say you almost have a false sense of security because you go through those metal detectors. You were with the Secret Service. You're with the most powerful people in the entire planet, in the world. The president and his cabinet are all there. I didn't know your wife was there. I cannot imagine what that was like. How long until you reached her, and what was the first thing you said to her?
So we couldn't get phone calls. No phones worked. I don't know about you, but there was no signal because everybody was doing the same thing I was. 2,800 people are all trying to call out and say, what's going on? So I couldn't get anyone on the phone. I was sending texts to different people, and all of them were just staying in the blue and not going through. And then finally one went through to my friend, and like 5 of his got through to me instantly because I guess Wi-Fi kicked. And he said, you know, your wife's really worried she's not doing well. Like, I think because I was on the dais and I was performing, they were watching me because I was on the screens, and they were like, what's he doing for the president? It was kind of it wasn't a show for everyone, but I was warming up the crowd because my intention was to hopefully get the president, the vice president, and some of the other dignitaries to want to take part in my later show, which was going to be televised for everyone. So I was kind of sweetening them up, warming up the room, letting them know what I do so they would feel comfortable with me. And that's why I went over there and kind of performed a few tricks for the vice president and the president right when we sat down.
Like, you're in the middle of this giant event. Like, why are you have time to run a mentalist mind reading situation in the middle of this event just to try and butter them up? Come on, man. It just seems so weird. Like, you could have got on stage, you could have shown some people, then you could have said, hey, let me try if it's so. Come on, Trump, let me try you. You know, you would have been okay with it. Come on. You're like, oh, right, well, I'm just going to inject myself in here and I'm going to start doing this thing. And that the very second I revealed the trick is when everybody is so-called shocked, but actually they're not even shocked. It's like, that's the tell. It's like when I give him the shock run in. Notice how the guy, for whatever reason, when she goes, the guy his camera shakes like at the absolute second. It's just very weird, man. Very weird. Well, we've heard enough from this guy. I've heard enough from this guy. So just look at a couple other things. I'm sure you've all seen the time traveling thing. I don't really buy the time traveling thing, but you know, I'll play it. Why not? Let's see here. Get back to X, and we will back to more back. Where's my bookmarks? Are there bookmarks? Oh no, it's actually home. I just go home. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. Posted yeah, so you guys have seen this. This guy kind of ripped it off of the French. The French guy was actually the one who started this whole like looking and typing, and then this guy became super huge, basically ripping his style. But this is the same information here. So, but and he has the cool sound effects. Probably got that cool mysterious sound effect in the background. Yeah, there it is. So it's pointing out that the Trump and the Pepe Frog are very similar in this image while he reveals the card. And then Henry Martinez was from Lockheed Martin, and so was apparently the Cole guy. He actually worked at NASA for a little while. Interesting, weird, very weird. And by the way, what's Trump like with the beehive today? Talking about Candace Owens, there's like beehives, and they're bringing beehives to the White House. It's like, what do you do with a beehive? That's weird. And then yeah, so and then he's part of the yeah, so this is back in 2000, and he posts only one. He's following nobody. Only has made one post. Cole Allen back in 2023, time stamped. And then there's this thing like time machine at the top where apparently it lines up with the fight iconic picture. So it's the whole thing is the Ingersoll Lockwood, Trump's time traveling again. And I don't know, this picture, I feel like you could put a lot of things in there. Whoever saw the picture of the fight in there, I mean, I don't know what they were on when they saw it, but I mean, once they show it to you, you can kind of see it, but I don't know that I'd be sitting there going like, oh my God, that's the fight picture. So that's how he was working at NASA Jet Propulsion Lab, a lot of NASA stuff going on. I mean, it kind of does look like it there. You can see kind of the fist. You can see the face. You can see this. Let's have a look when they do the overlay. And then I tried to look this up. Someone's got to teach me how to do this because I tried to look up this Google Trends. The first thing I thought was, let's look up dude's name. And I don't know why it didn't show me this, but it showed them apparently, unless they fake these things, that again, his name was Googled in Israel. So you've got that. You guys can look more into that. The Henry Martinez is the page that was up on. So check it if you want. See what you think. Let's see what we got here. I'm pretty close to done here. There's Allison one more time. Let's see. Oh, what's Israel doing right now? The only thing they know how to do. These people are just disgusting. So meanwhile, we're like supposedly worried about what's going on in Iran, and we're worried about what's going on with Trump being assassinated, and we're worried about them bringing in these digital cars. This is what Israel's doing. So they're done with Gaza now. And here they are. This is Lebanon now. It looks like a perfect Israeli artwork. This is what their art looks like. Lovely. How these people that went on about Nazis and the oppression and all this could literally become the very thing that they claimed to be against. It's unbelievable.
עומד על הדובי, השמש, השקיעה, לצד כל החורבות של בית חנון, כל ההריסות.
far as the eye can see. Wait.
והדובי, אנחנו לידינו.
Yeah, no emotion. Sick. I don't know. Maybe this guy's a Syrian for Lebanon guy, for all I know. I can't speak the language. Anyway, so don't ever forget who you're paying your taxes to. Taxes to pedophiles, as we know, as usual. Where are they at? We'll play it for you one more time here.
Out on the edge, you're the Milky Way's arm. There's a hard-working man working hard on his farm. The so-called stars, how they play their games. There's a dark little secret that's calling their names. Epstein's Island, hidden away from our view, where the powerful gather, doing what they do. On the spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, there's a parasite sucking the blood of humanity. No one knows when it started, but it's sure been a while. Out in deep space, paying taxes to pedophiles. Government means to control the mind, but we've lost ours now, and we're sure in a bind. Pay it no mind, just keep on the grind. Working man's blues, paying taxes to pedophiles. From the ranches of New Mexico to the halls of the crown, the web's spinning wider, pulling us down. The truckers on the highway, the miners in the hole, paying for the parties where they sell off their souls. So here's to the fathers, the sons and the kin, breaking their backs just to let the crooks win. Epstein's gone quiet, but the story ain't done. The Lolita's still flying under the sun. Prince and the pauper, Saville's dark grin, cloning at Zorro, where the nightmare begins. The working man wonders as he stares at the sky, why his hard-earned dollars help the monsters get by. On the spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, there's a parasite sucking the blood of humanity. No one knows when it started, but it's sure been a while. Out in deep space, paying taxes to pedophiles. Pay it no mind, we'll rise up and fight. Working man's anthem in the dead of the night.
All right, all right. So there it is. Think I'm gonna call the stream. Let me just get my final image in here. As I say, the image, the last image is always the one they use for the thumbnail for some reason. So I'm gonna put that up here. Let's see. Let's go with this one. And we'll go out with this. Thanks for tuning in. You can still download and stream my song Taxes to Pedophiles. It is available out there. I am earning some small amount of money from it, not much, but I think it could still go huge. It's not going anywhere. It's funny because when I made that song, I had no idea that we were going to the moon, and it's got the moon in there. And I actually made it before they released the Epstein files, and I was finishing it up and they dropped the Epstein files. Pretty crazy. They got Massey in there playing the fiddle and my buddy Luke Slywaker on the bass. And I will be ending the stream now.